Good afternoon, all. CamelbackTrading.org coming to you this Tuesday afternoon. February 20th. We're looking at Window Trader's market profile of the ES and NQ. So the Bears did win the day, not in the most convincing fashion. We go out with a B shape for long liquidation. NQ holds a gap, very small, but they do have a decent sell tail. We got the 18 wide POC from last night, but not the wide overnight POC from Sunday night, which I'll carry forward. We end 8 wide. Again, I don't ignore that, but I don't carry it forward. What was interesting today is we had lowered TPO down to eyes high, but never could get volume POC down. And then look at that. We brought it back up to where volume POC was. So sellers weren't that strong, even though we stayed below the opening all day, and they had the IB low, the overnight low, the gap, the opening, indices, you name it. But they did hold last week's low. So ES is in balance on the weekly. NQ, on the other hand, is down on the weekly and the daily now. So NQ took out last week's low and got some pretty good extension below it. They're down on that. On the weekly, the daily, they go out with an 8 wide POC and just a day's high and low, but they have a pretty large sell tail. Basically 110 points. It's pretty big. They also have a wide overnight POC, which I'm carrying forward from Sunday. Righty goes out with a 9 wide point of control. And I'm not sure if M took out K's high because I'm in threes. If they did, then there's no afternoon rally high. If they didn't, I would use K. Good day. Market kind of behaved the way it should on a day like today with the indices down and everything. Majority of my trades were from the short side. Had a couple of losses in ES, nothing major. We'll go over everything. I actually shorted NQ even before the opening when it ran up at 8:30 to February 14th low and got paid nicely on that. Got paid 12 points on that, on 6 points. A 2-lot for 6 points. If I had held it, would have made a lot more. Then in A period, when NQ filled the gap, I jumped on that. And jumped on that short and got paid very nicely on that one. That's a lot of times, that's what they look to do. They did it and right back down. Then we had the ebb and flow short in both NQ, NES, and B period. We took out A's low with one-time framing down, lower value. ES still holding the gap. So any pushes up, I was taking them because we were getting paid in both ES and NQ. In C period, when NQ filled the single prints, took a short on that, which worked out. Even though we eventually stopped the one-time framing, turned out to be a good short. Initially against the singles and then again on the single print fill. Then I lost on a short in ES and C on the same thing, but if I had a little more patience, it would have worked out. Because after I shorted a little early, I shorted it in one lot at 90.50, I believe. And then I added 3 at 95. But I didn't like when D opened and started popping up, and I took them off for a loss. But they did come in. I would have gotten paid on all of it. But that's okay. I took a loss on that. G period, took a loss in ES on a long. I thought for sure we would fill the singles. I didn't hold it all the way down, but I took a small loss. I think I lost 3 points on a one lot. And then in NQ, in H period, I shorted it, thinking it could be a possible afternoon rally high. Got paid on that as we came in. In J period, I took a short against both last week's low and again thinking it's an afternoon rally high. Got paid on that. And then in K, I shorted both ES and NQ thinking it would be an afternoon rally high. I got paid on both of them, but lo and behold, we didn't hold it as we took out K's high in both of these things. So good day overall. A couple of losses, but P&L was very, very happy with that at day's end. Decent range, just under $4. Volume, not that great, only 65 million as of right now. We have the Fed minutes tomorrow. We have NVIDIA's earnings tomorrow night for Wednesday, I believe. I thought it was tonight. I'm sorry. Tomorrow night for Thursday. I keep forgetting today's Tuesday already. I thought they were tonight for tomorrow, but they're not. As far as our destinations go in SPY, you have today's high 498.41, and then fill in the gap at 498.75. For the downside, we have a daily low of 494.45. In ES, we have today's high of 09.25, and then fill in the gap at 12.75. And on the downside, we have 68.25 as today's low. And then on the chart, so remember, SPY is still one time framing up 6 weeks coming into this week. ES is a 2-week balance because they took out last week's low. So if they take it out, last week's low, I'll go down, just like I did here in triple Qs. Now, righty, NQ had taken out the previous week's low. Qs didn't. Technically, you could say triple Qs is balance. But NQ, I'm calling it down. They took out last week's low, I think, by enough to call it down for now. And then on the daily, so here's our weekly. So this is a very big level here. Last week's low in ES and in SPY, because if SPY takes it out, they go back to balance. If ES takes it out, they go to down. And on the daily, now this is what I explained to the room. We were up when we went up to the all-time high. This is not down. This went to balance. Still balance on Wednesday. Now, some people might have called Thursday up. I don't have a problem with that, but I was using the all-time high. Then Friday came into balance, taking out both sides of Thursday. Some people might call this down today. Again, I don't have a problem with that. But to me, I don't want to get, even though I was looking for shorts today, I'm just encompassing this as a 6-day balance. Last Monday's high, the top of it. Tuesday CPI low, the low of it. I think that just keeps me more grounded to see how much energy, right? And use balance rules at the all-time high and Tuesday's low from last week. So that's how I'm looking for it. But again, I have no problem if you call Thursday up and then Friday back to balance and then today down. No problem with that at all. We stayed above the 20, which continues to creep up. It's at 493.52. I hope you had a good day trading. Thank you for liking and subscribing to this channel. Enjoy your evening, and we'll speak prior to the opening tomorrow.